Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on blood vessels. In our last lesson, we learned about the heart. We studied the structures of the heart and discussed how they function as part of the circulatory system. Today, we will study another element of the circulatory system, blood vessels. We will learn about the function of blood vessels and discuss 3 types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Let us begin. Students, take a minute and look at your hands and arms. Examine the blood vessels you can see and try to feel for a pulse in your wrist.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, class. What you are seeing are your veins, and what you are feeling is your artery pulse. Veins and arteries, along with capillaries, are the main human blood vessels. Blood vessels function in the transport system as the pathways along which blood travels. They are adapted to carry out specific jobs within the body, yet they all carry blood. We will learn about the structure and function of the 3 blood vessels in this lesson. Let us begin with arteries. All blood vessels look relatively similar with slight variations depending on their function. The muscle walls of arteries are thick and contain an elastic tissue. The central cavity or lumen is narrow. Arteries carry blood away from the heart. They must be able to endure the pumping of the heart, which forces blood out into circulation. The blood is oxygenated, so it is bright red as it travels through the arteries. The only arteries that carry deoxygenated blood are the pulmonary arteries, which carry blood away from the heart to the lungs, and the umbilical artery, which carries blood away from a fetus into the placenta. The structure of arteries grants them the ability to stretch as the blood is forced through and then return to their original shape afterward. There are some areas where arteries run close to the surface of the body and can be felt. During our first activity, you felt the pulse of the arteries in your wrist. The pulse that you felt is the surge of blood through the arteries every time the heart beats. The blood in the arteries is under pressure from the heart. Therefore, if an artery is cut, blood loss is rapid and difficult to stop. Students, why do arteries have thick, elastic walls? Please discuss your response to this question with a partner.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. I am sure this was a simple activity for you. Arteries have thick, elastic walls in order to withstand the pressure of the blood pumped into circulation by the heart. The walls are structured so they can stretch as blood is forced through them, and then they can recoil back into their regular size. If you wrote down the same answer, great job. Let us now move on and discuss veins. Veins carry blood towards the heart. The blood is usually low in oxygen, so it is deep purple or red in color. The only veins that carry bright red blood are the pulmonary and umbilical veins. Pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood back from the lungs to the left side of the heart, and umbilical veins carry oxygenated blood from the placenta back to the fetus. Veins are thin-walled with little muscle and elastic tissue and a wide central cavity. The blood in veins is under less pressure than in arteries because it is further away from the beat of the heart. Veins do not have a pulse, but they contain valves which prevent the backflow of the blood as it moves throughout the body back to the heart. Capillaries are very narrow, thin-walled blood vessels that link arteries and veins. They take the blood into all the organs and the tissues of the body. Capillaries enable the exchange of water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and other nutrients, as well as chemical waste substances between blood and surrounding tissue. Blood flows from the heart to the arteries, which branch into capillaries. Substances that are needed by the cell diffuse out of the blood along a concentration gradient in the walls of the capillaries. After the tissue has been supplied with blood, the capillaries join and widen to become veins, which return blood to the heart. Students, let us do an activity to review what we have learned. Please answer the following questions.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, class. Let us go through the correct answers. The difference between arteries and veins is that arteries move blood away from the heart and veins move blood towards the heart. The blood vessels that have a pulse are arteries. The blood pressure in the veins is less than in arteries because veins are further away from the beating of the heart. The main function of capillaries is to exchange substances between the blood and the surrounding tissue. If you answered all the questions correctly, well done. This brings us to the end of the lesson. Today we learned about the structure and the function of the 3 blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. I hope you enjoyed our time together. Until next lesson, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.